Alright, let's go. Hello! Let me know if audio levels are weird or anything. I've changed up my music setup, so like if it's too loud or too quiet or something, let me know. I'm having fun though. But yes, welcome. We're gonna do some polymer clay stuff. Hopefully you guys can see things pretty well. I spent a little bit of time trying to figure out where to put the camera so that we can see things easiest. This is what I finally came up with. Scoot you over a little bit. I have like two different sizes of tripods, and one of them's just like a little bit too tall. That's one you guys are on. Although honestly, this isn't looking bad. But one of them's like a little too tall, and one of them's just a little too short. So we're trying this one. I usually go for the other one, but we'll try this one. Yeah, okay. Alright, so we're gonna do some polymer clay stuff today. I was looking around to try and find one of the like little mushrooms that I've made previously, and I think maybe I sold them all. So we're gonna try and make some more of those. That's why I'm making more of them. That does remind me though, I need to grab one more thing for those. Let me just grab that from behind me. Alright. I need the little like eye pin things. I'm going to embed it into the polymer clay so I can just I'll make it into a loop and embed it in the polymer clay so it's nice and easy to attach to a necklace. But yeah, let's see. I want to do some little mushrooms. I could do some little earrings maybe too. That might be cute. But some more mushroom necklaces. I also only have one set of bone earring, polymer clay skull and bone earrings. I don't know, there left. So I kind of want to make some more of those. But yet again, I'm thinking maybe I'll make some like bigger ones so I can make like some necklaces too. But let's maybe start with the mushrooms. I'm also looking for ideas, honestly. I'm open to some other ideas of things I should make for jewelry as well. Mix a little bit of white and a little bit of like translucent, and then maybe a little bit of like a tan in here. Make a nice off-white sort of color for the stems of the mushrooms. Let's see. I was saying I got some new music. I finally caved and got an Epidemic Sound subscription. I've been talking about doing it for a while, and it's kind of funny. I put together this playlist. I'll be honest, I just went to the electro swing. I typed in electro swing and was like, okay, what do we got? I figured it matches the shop vibe electro swing does. Kind of old timey, kind of modern. Seems like that's kind of my vibe. Also, I just like electro swing. I did jazz band back in high school, forever ago. I always enjoyed doing jazz and that sort of stuff. It was a good time. I should maybe pull out the pasta roller. That'd probably be smart. That sounds like a strange... I know that probably sounds like a strange sort of jump there. But you can use a pasta roller to soften your polymer clay that's a little bit tough by rolling it through a bunch of times, flattening it out, and basically squishing it together a bunch of times. It also works this way though. It's just harder on the fingers. I feel like the heat of the hands helps though. I'm just gonna be like jamming out. If people have ideas for other like songs or genres that I should add to the stream playlist too, let me know, because like I've got we could add more stuff. I was debating some disco, but I don't know how everybody else feels about disco. We'll see if anybody decides to come hang out. I went and had a good time yesterday. My normal like Saturday night thing is I meet up with a group of friends and we have dinner. But last night, instead of just meeting up at like one of our houses and having dinner, we went out and did like a pottery painting thing. I mean, I don't know how many people live close to one of these, but like one of those things where you can go in and you pick one of their like pre-made ceramic things, and then you go and you paint it, and then they glaze it and fire it for you. So we went and did that last night, and that was a lot of fun. I made a mug. I'm hoping that it turns out. I made it very rainbowy. I was going for kind of like a heat map sort of look. You know what I mean by like heat map? Sound alright on my stream, or is it a little bit funky? I'm seeing a lot of like sound there, but I don't know if that's... I don't know if there's... Okay, just a second. Let me mute this real quick. That seems like it's the same as before. I can never tell. It's really annoying. It's something I don't know what to do about this. I think it's the cable on the microphone. I don't know if it's the cable or just the connection, but I don't know if it's loose or what, but I always have to like really plug the cable back in every time I want to use the microphone. It never just works for me. The cable is always doing something. I don't know what. I can't see. I think I need to rearrange my setup a little bit. Maybe just move things around a little bit so that they're not gonna get bonked or something. But yeah. Tempted to go ask in the Discord if anyone wants to pop in and check my audio. Oh, it's kind of weird. You can kind of see where the tan is. Maybe, I don't know if you'll be able to see. Oh yeah, you can see it just looks kind of off-colored. We're gonna mix that in so it's all a single color. A little bit more at least. Actually, stripes of slightly different color would probably be okay. We are going for kind of a natural look, right? I'm probably gonna want more of this. Oh, does the audio sound okay? That's really it. Cause my microphone tends to like not be plugged in right. I just want to make sure that you could actually hear me and it wasn't like doing weird stuff. I would assume that you can hear me though, since you mentioned audio stuff in the chat. I just realized I actually. Okay, cool. Sweet. Thank you. That was it. I'll let you get back to your inventory. What sort of inventory are you doing? How much of this do I want? I want to make fairly big mushrooms here. This would only be about 2 stems. I think I need to make more. I was gonna say I had a fairly eventful week actually. I was talking about pottery last night, which was fun. I also went and recorded a video with some friends, just for my other very informal. Oh, hi Skyer. That makes more sense. I can kind of see your. I'll be honest, your like avatar's like this big. I see now. I think it's Gizmo. That makes more sense. To be fair, I also have just my name as my normal YouTube channel that I use for watching videos. Did you get all of those you had a bunch of ice that you need bunch of ice. Oh my gosh. Bunch of dice that you needed to ink, right? I don't know how you make as many dice as you do. But yeah, I went and filmed a video with some friends just for you know, fun. Slowly working on editing that. That one's very much a they're not done. Fair. Okay. You know, I can't judge. Cannot judge. But that should be fun whenever it comes out. It's a different kind of editing than what I'm used to doing with this channel. And it's really the kind of editing that I don't enjoy, and that is having a big chunk of video footage, like one big chunk of video footage, and then trying to cut it down into some sort of thing that makes sense, and so that it's entertaining. Like, when I'm doing dice stuff, I tend to do lots of, like, little clips of footage, that I kind of know, and I kind of plan what I record, you know what I mean? Like, depends on the video, but, like, I just film basically what I'm going to need, whereas with, like, the video game type thing, you know, we just sat down and played for a couple of hours, and now I have to go back and sort through all the footage and go, okay, what's actually interesting in here? I'm doing a rough pass at first, I've decided. I think it's gonna definitely need to cut down even more. But I'm having kind of a surprisingly good time, just because we had fun playing. So I'm having fun figuring out how to convey the craziness of our game through the magic of editing. Okay. A little bit of blue in that. That's weird. Okay, we'll call that good. Add more white. I probably should do some inventory at some point. It's been a long while since I've done any inventory. Oh, I need to email. I sent in an application for a local event. Yeah, yes, exactly. But I put in an application for like a local event, and I just realized I never actually heard back. I should probably reach out to them and ask. It's possible that I don't have the qualifications for their event, but if not, that's fine. I'd just like to know. You're only doing inventory because it's raining. Fair. Yeah. I definitely have tasks where I'm just like, well, I can't do anything else. So I've cleaning. I've definitely had it where like the power went out, and I'm like, well, there's not really much else I can do. Guess I'm gonna go try and organize my craft space as much as I can, or clean the dining room. Yeah. Probably would be smart though. I should probably also put away all my stuff. I just have, dude, my floor in here is a mess. All that stuff there, I just haven't put away from the last convention. That's pretty much most of my stock right there. I will say that one of the weird things about getting a subscription to Epidemic Sound is randomly running into music that I recognize from people's YouTube videos. I mean, that's kind of the same with the YouTube audio library, right? But like, it is funny sometimes watching YouTube videos and being like, oh, I've used that music in something. Yours never get put away. They live in bins on your handcart until they go in the car again. That's basically what's going on here. It's just that they're all in the middle of my office floor. So they're kind of in the way. Kind of in the way a little bit. To be fair, you do so many in-person events that they're probably in and out of your space like so often. I don't think I have an event until May. Yeah, I think my next event's in May. Oh gosh, did I tell you guys about the event in May with the classes? I don't know if I told you guys about this. So the thing I'm going to in May is Sage Fen. It's in Pasco. Pasco, Washington. If you guys want to come see me. It is a maker fest, so the focus is on like making things, and they have classes and panels and things from different folks teaching how to do different things. And I went and messaged them and was like, hey, I do a few different things. Maybe I could teach one of the classes if you need people. And so they sent me, a form to fill out. And there was a spot on there for put in 3 different ideas you have for classes. I was like, okay, cool. I've got a few different ideas. They can pick one. And so I went and put in 3 different ideas. I was like, okay, these are 3 different things that are kind of, different from each other so that, they have more options and things that I know how to do. And then they went and sent out the schedule later for, the classes. It's a rough schedule. And they'd put me down for 3 different classes. So instead of picking one, they'd picked all 3. Which is fine. It just made me go, oh no, I need to plan things. One of them I'm not too worried about. One of them I think will be pretty easy to do. I do want to make some more little rock. Where's my calendar? I should grab my calendar. I need to, I need to write things down. I need to put together a few little things, different art different art things. One of them's gonna be like pouring resin. That's gonna be outside so that, you know, we don't have to deal with fumes, hopefully. I don't think it'll probably be raining, but hopefully it's not raining. If it is, we'll just cancel the class. But yeah, one of them's gonna be pouring resin, and one of them's gonna be making some of the stone chip necklaces. Do I have an example here? It's gonna be in the, oh, it's gonna be in the bottom of here, isn't it? Well, I don't have an example. But I have little kits for making necklaces out of little pieces of stone. So I was just going to not necessarily like just give them kits since they have at it, but kind of walk them through the steps of it and give them a few more options than they would have with just the little kits that I made. And then the third one, they are not going to be making anything. I'm going to give them instruction. I'm planning to like type up and print out some instructions. But it's going to be on cold process soap making. So that's going to be a demo, actually. I do have goggles for everybody, but that's going to be a demo, not a hands-on thing. I think my plan for that, honestly, is they can help decide on like what scents and what colors we use and which like sort of technique we do. But I'm the one that's actually going to be mixing and pouring the soap. And the reason for that is, well, with cold process soap, you're working with lye. It's a mix of lye and oils. And that will give you chemical burns. So that's why we have goggles for everybody. Yeah, you don't want chemical burns from the lye. And also, it makes so much soap when you pour soap that it's just going to be easier if we do one big batch of soap and not try to like split it up into smaller batches or anything. So that's kind of the plans. Those are kind of the plans for the classes. The ones that I need to figure out, things I need to figure out here. I mean, maybe I'll talk through what I'm trying to figure out with you guys. On like I'm not worried about the stone chip necklace one. I think I have the stuff for that. That should be pretty simple to walk through. For the resin one, I need to figure out what mold. I need to go look at my molds, see what I have. I'm debating maybe just ordering some like small individual molds that people could then take with them if they wanted to. I think probably for the resin, I'm gonna need to have them pour it, label it, and then come back the next day for it. I might try, but I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna work better or if I want to set it up in such a way that they can take it with them, but I don't know how they're gonna be able to take it with them. That's my problems, one of my problems there. And then if I hold on to it, how am I holding on to it? My current idea is getting like a cake carrier so that I can put them all in there flat and then have like a cake carrier that I could then carry them all in. That's my thought. That's my idea for that. Not 100% sure on that. I'm also, here's an idea. Hey, maybe you can give me your thoughts on this. I was thinking, what if for resin, because I figure we'll be doing small amounts of resin, and it might be fun if people can mix their own. I figure people would appreciate that. It's probably gonna be easier if people are working at slightly different paces too, instead of mixing up a whole bunch and then splitting it up. I could just mix it up and then split it up into each person's stuff, but I don't know. I was thinking, if everyone has a medicine cup, what if I got, you know, like the ketchup and mustard bottles, like those kind of squeeze bottles. How do you think that would work if I put part A in one and part B in the other and use those to like squeeze out a certain amount of resin? Do you think that'd work well, or do you think that'd be kind of, do you think that'd cause problems? I think I made this a little bit too narrow. That's working surprisingly well. I'm not you've seen people do that? Okay, I might try and get some of those and see how that would work. Because I'm just thinking for, if I'm gonna have a bunch of people all trying to measure their own, and they're trying to measure a small amount, what's gonna be the easiest for that? And I'm kind of thinking something like that might be the easiest. Okay, I'm gonna try and make a few stems here. Worth a try at any point, at any rate, right? I could get them and try it out. Those are pretty cheap. I'm also debating whether, like, I have medium-sized gloves. Do I need to get bigger and smaller gloves? Like, honestly, like, the mediums are pretty versatile. Like, my brother can wear the medium-sized gloves. He has pretty big hands. How's it going? Alright, so we can make at least 3 of these. Yeah, try portioning it for them in those small condiment containers. Yeah, could do something like that. I think that would be harder to transport, maybe? Do you think? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. That would be harder to transport. Ooh, you got your lathe set up and running. That's cool. What are you making? Yeah, could try portioning it out. I don't know. It's one of those things too where it's just like, are people going to, you know, if this is their first time, you know, trying stuff with resin, are they going to run into, are they not going to measure it out right? Oh yeah, I wanted to look up what time the eclipse is tomorrow. At least where I am. About an hour, up to 2 hours. Just a little bit. Okay, but what time? Oh, okay. 10 something in the morning, it looks like. Yeah, we won't see a ton of it. A little bit of the eclipse. Yeah, I won't. We'll see apparently about like 25%. Hello! How's it going? Yeah, looks like we'll get about 25% of the eclipse here. It's something. Ooh, that's super cool. That's super cool. I hope you get to see it. Get a chance to go out and see it. We did have like a partial. It was definitely more than 25%. It was most. Yeah. I vaguely remember though, quite a few years back, we had like a partial eclipse here, and that was pretty cool. We all went outside and shadows and stuff were cool. Let's see. You're practicing with a basswood plants to make wands, bowls, maybe knobs for car. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was 2017-ish. That would make sense. Because I was still, yeah, 2017-ish would make sense because I was at work. We all went outside. Alright, I'm mixing in some more clear, by the way, with this slightly off-white. We'll use it for the under part of the caps of the mushrooms, and then the little bit that goes around it. Been spending too much time lathing. Yeah, I wasn't sure because I like a chuck. That's like something you use to hold wood, right? So I was like, I don't know if it's chunk or like how much wood could a woodchuck chuck? If a woodchuck could chuck wood? No, wait, that's a bird. Bird? Woodchucks are birds. No, I'm thinking of a woodpecker. What is a woodchuck? Is it a type of bird or is it a type of mammal? What is a woodchuck? Oh, it is like a little groundhog. Okay, it's like a little groundhog. I'm sure you guys have Googled that much faster than I am, but there's enough of a delay that I have looked it up before I've seen anything in chat. Yeah. Yep. See, there we go. There's the stuff coming in. All right. I think I'm gonna need a little bit more. Let's just mix in all of this clear. What was I talking about? The eclipse. Oh, I was talking about an event I'm going to in May. I'm going to a convention, but I'm doing some, it's like a maker convention, and the focus, it's not really like panels necessarily so much as classes on how to make different things. And I put in 3 different, ideas for things that I could do, and they signed me up for all 3. So I'm trying to get kind of the class stuff figured out. And I was talking about, I'm gonna do one on resin. I was right, it is also a thing for wood, for carpentry work. So I'm trying to figure out, I'm gonna do a little class on resin. I'm trying to figure out how to format it. It's apparently their max class sizes of like 12. So it shouldn't be a ton of people. Hopefully. I mean, we can do more than that. It just might take longer. I'm trying to figure out the best way to get people the resin. Do I want to let them mix it themselves? Do I want to mix it up and then go around and give people resin? If I do let them mix it up themselves, how do I want to make it as easy and as clean, like not messy as possible? I want to make it so that they can do it accurately. I was debating like the little ketchup and mustard squeeze bottles, and then they could, squeeze out part A into their cup up to the 15, and then squeeze out part B into their cup up to the 30 or whatever. We had the suggestion of like pre-measuring it out into like the little condiment containers. That seems like it might be a pain to transport. Maybe. I don't know if it'd be any more or less of a pain, but it would at least be, the right amounts. So I'm trying to figure that out. I'm also trying to figure out how to get people their stuff, whether I want to take it with me to cure overnight, and then they can come pick it up the next day, or if I want to make it so that they can take it with them somehow. I just don't know necessarily how I would make it so that they could take it with them without it being a possible mess. I think probably them leaving it with me and then coming and picking it up the next day is going to be the safest. What? Why are you yelling? Why you yell? I don't know why my cat yelled. So that's what I'm trying to figure out with that. I think those are really the two main things with that class. I have a different one where we're doing little stone chip necklaces. I'm not too worried about that class. She's just saying hi to the stream. Are you saying hello to the people? To your adoring fans? She is, I think, figuring out whether she wants to lay down or not in a chair over there. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, sorry. Maybe she was taking a bath. Sorry. Excuse me. All right. I think probably that'll be enough for making 3. We've got the 3 stems, and then we'll have enough for underneath. It doesn't take very much for that. So let's go and get some red all softened up now. The problem with the red is that it tends to dye my hands red. I could pull out the, should I pull out the pasta roller? Should I pull out the pasta roller to try and soften things? Does that sound, should we try that? Let me grab it, it's just right over here. Alright. I got a pasta roller. So, if you are new to polymer clay, this is one way to soften up your polymer clay, is to run it through a pasta roller. All right direction. Okay. Now you want pasta. What was where was it? Oh, I can't remember why we were talking about tacos yesterday, but I was like, man, now I really want tacos. But I always want tacos, let's be real. Oops, that's the wrong way. Just tighten that in there. I do also always want pasta. I feel like those are maybe my go-to foods right there, are tacos and pasta. Or maybe, well, or Mexican food and pasta. Alright, we're gonna try. Oh my gosh, this thing's so dusty. I don't need all this dust in my clay. Is Miyaki Soba here tonight? Nice. I don't know if my brother's planning to do fried rice for dinner or not. Let me get that out of there. He was talking about it at one point, but I don't know if that's still the plan. Oh! I just heard from the hallway the rice is cooking. So I would say that probably is the plan. Okay, we're just gonna... I might need to do this like a little bit at a time or something. We'll just do this like a little bit at a time, maybe. There we go. Let's do that and see if we can get those to go through. I might need to break this up into smaller pieces. I think it's in too big of pieces. Maybe I should have grabbed a bigger piece of paper here. That might have made it easier too. Okay, so for the resin class, I think I've come to the decision that I'm gonna take stuff with me, and then people can pick it up the next day. I think maybe the easiest way to do that is gonna be some sort of like, not necessarily, maybe like a pie carrier or something where I can put all the pieces, like label them, put them all in like a thing to carry them together. I think that might be the easiest. Oh, nice. Once we actually get it going, it'll be fine. Come on. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Flattened. I'm gonna scoot this over a little bit so we can see a little bit better. And also just a little bit more out of my way. It's not just right in front of me. Scoot it there. That seems like a better spot. What was I? Okay, so I think I've got that figured out. I think I'm gonna maybe go online and get some, just cheap individual resin molds. I'll double check that I don't have anything like that first. I think I have a few, but I want to make sure that I have enough for people to kind of choose what they want to do. And then I'm figuring people could take things with them at the end of the class if they want to. And then I think I like that plan for the resin stuff. I was thinking that I'd set it up so people could either make a necklace, and I have some cheap cheap necklace cords, but people can make either like a necklace, a keychain, or a magnet. I've got a bunch of magnets. I've got a bunch of keychains. I might need to get some more keychains, but I've got a bunch of, you can get a big pack of keychains, but people could decide which one they want. I mean, I can get like a pack of like 20 little cheap molds off of Amazon for not very much. Alright, let's do this. Squish it together as much as I can so that it's I think I like that idea for the resin stuff. That'll be, I think, the easiest maybe for me. I just need to pull all of my materials together for that, and then that'll be good to go. I'll try out getting some like ketchup mustard bottle things, I think, and then walk people through how to measure and how to mix and how to know when they're done mixing. And then probably break them up into smaller groups and people can individually mix up their resin. People probably won't need more than like 20 milliliters of resin for a little thing. So they can do 10 of one and 10 of the other in like a medicine cup, and that'll work out fine. The other class that I need to figure out is the soap making. It's gonna be a demo. It's not gonna be, we're not all making soap, but I'm gonna do one where I make a loaf of soap. That one's, the problem with cold processed soap is that it's a bit like resin, where you don't know how things have turned out until 24 hours later when you can actually take things out of the mold. Because you have to let stuff sit for about 24 hours and harden before it's ready to be taken out of the mold and actually cut into bars. So it's a little bit disappointing in that way. But actually the thing that I'm the most not sure on the soap is how I'm going to heat up my oils. So if you've never made or seen cold process soap making, the way that you make it is you take a bunch of different oils and fats. You do some math to figure out how much lye you need to go with those various oils and fats. You take all of those oils and you melt them down until they're liquid. You in a separate bowl you mix lye and water together, a certain amount depending on how much different kinds of oils you have, and the kinds of oils that you have. And then that gets super hot. The lye and the water does. So then you let everything sit until the oils and the lye are around the same temperature and they're below 150 degrees Fahrenheit. And then you mix them. But I use some oils that are not liquid at room temperature. So like coconut oil. Use a bit of coconut oil in my soap recipe. I need all of those to be liquid. I need all of those oils to be liquid so that we can actually mix things together. So there's a couple ways I could do that. I could microwave things. I could double boil things. I've double boiled things in the past, but I'll be honest, it takes quite a while. Like, it's just... There we go. So I don't know... I should have some sort of, Okay, let me walk you through maybe my idea here of how I want to, of the order of operations. I'm just talking this out while I think it through. I'm thinking that maybe the order of operations for that class could be, we measure out all of our oils. We get those double boiling. I have a little hot plate that I've used in the past for that. But we get those oils double boiling and melting. While those are double boiling and melting, we mix up our lye and water and set that to the side to start cooling off. And then while the oils are heating up and the lye water is cooling off, I work with the folks that are there to decide on a scent and what colors we want. I figured I'd bring a few options, just a few, like 5 options maybe for scents, and then I have some different mica powders that I have specifically for soap that I could bring the I could bring all of those. I think maybe that's gonna be, I just don't know what the timing's gonna be right. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if, like, it's gonna line up perfectly. I guess if it takes us longer to come up with a design, that's fine. And if it doesn't, if things are still melting and stuff by the time we have a design figured out, then that's probably fine too. We can just talk about some different soap related things. You know, I could do like a little Q&A type thing while we wait for things to finish. That'd probably be fine, right? I think that'd probably be fine. So maybe that'll work out. I think that's gonna be my plan of attack for that. I need to probably get into some new oils. It's been so long since I've made soap. I bet my oils have gone bad that I had sitting in the basement. I probably need to go out and get some new. The coconut oil might be fine. I don't know about the palm oil. Palm oil might be fine. It's been like in a sealed thing, but I don't know. I don't know what the shelf life is on palm oil. I did not do that very well. Is this soft enough that I can just squish it together now? Should I just try? I might just try squishing this. This would be soft enough that I can just squish it with my hands now. Okay, I think I have talked through things now. I just need to go out and get molds for resin, get oils for soap, and pack everything up. Make sure that I have everything put together. I think that's where I'm at. There's gonna be enough red. This isn't gonna be enough red, I don't think. Boom, 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 boom. This is also still not very very soft here. Alright. No, go in. It's not going in. I know that someone uses this as the as like the outro music on YouTube. Their outro music on YouTube, and I can't figure out who it is. It sounds so familiar though. Who uses this? Ugh. At least the beginning part of it. Alright, here's a question for you guys. So it's gonna be just kind of like a beginning resin class. I'm assuming people who've never worked with resin before. So we're not doing dice. We're gonna do like magnets and necklaces and keychains. That's my plan. They can have their choice of which thing they want to make. Or they could just make a little tchotchke. Little knick-knack. Right? What sort of molds? Do you think I should just get some very like simple, basic shape kind of molds? With like, you know, holes in them for necklaces? That's probably gonna be... You know what I should do? Run this through one more time. I should actually... Alright, let's go to a smaller setting and just go like this. Slowly get this thinner and thinner. Just gonna go down a size each time. Actually, no, we'll go back to 2 here. I'm gonna flip this over. We're gonna go like that. Or should I get really basic ones, or should I get some that look like, you know, interesting things like fish and stuff? I could bring like the fish molds, I suppose. I might look through what I have. I might look through what I have and see if I have things already that will work for that instead of going out and buying stuff. That'd probably be better anyways, right? Probably be better if I don't use a heat gun, so I don't know. I know other folks here might use a heat gun. I just use, I don't though, I just use, I just use isopropyl alcohol to pop bubbles on my resin. I'll be honest, it's because I already had isopropyl alcohol, and I had heard that you could damage your molds with a heat gun, so I didn't get one, but, I don't know. Anyone else here wanna chime in that uses one? Anyone have a review? Oh, this reminds me, I should actually get things set up. I was talking about doing like a Q&A video at some point. I should actually get a thing set up for people to send in questions. Obviously this is something that's like, it makes sense to come into a stream and ask, but you reminded me that I was gonna get that set up. Little barbecue torch. We're not making creme brulee. That makes sense though. I find it helpful. You want to reduce bubbles while still in the measuring cups and only in short bursts. Okay. Oop. Pay no attention to my my light over here. I may be using, you know those like happy lamps, the sun lamps? It's not that strong. I know. I'm just giving you a hard time. I figured as much. Also, I want creme brulee now. Actually, I don't want creme brulee now. That sounds sweet, very sweet. And I had yogurt. Sounds like too much sugar. I can't do that much sugar. Oh gosh, come on! In with you! It's not happy. It does not want to go in. It's maybe getting softer though. But yeah, I need to set up like a. Oh, I know. I like creme brulee. You use a butane torch. You have a heat gun. Oh, you didn't like the heat gun. What made you prefer the torch over the heat gun? Out of curiosity. Is it just easier to use somehow, or? I haven't used either of those, so I'm curious what makes it better for you. Why you prefer it. This is not gonna work on. Come on, out. Yeah. Oh, the heat gun pushes the resin around while the torch just pops the bubbles. Oh, I could see that being annoying, depending on what you're doing. I have seen people use, like, the heat guns and stuff to do, like, cool, like, wave effects, I think, with, you know, when they're doing, like, a tray that's supposed to be, like, waves. But they're using the fact that it pushes air on purpose, so I could see how that would be annoying if that's not what you're going for. It's so... Sorry, the fact that you were talking about how you've been making dice for around half a year now, it's weird to think that I've been doing this for like 3.5 years now? That's weird. I remember when I first started out, oh, that's why you only use the heat gun while the resin's still in the measuring cups after the bubbles have risen. Oh, I see. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I see now why you wouldn't want to do it once it's actually in the mold. It's gonna push things around. I mean, it probably works better to pop the bubbles than the isopropyl alcohol that I'm using, but I don't have too much trouble with the bubbles, I guess, so. As long as you give it things time to rise to the surface, that's the main thing. Let's make it smaller. How thin can we get this piece of red resin? I don't need it to be very thin, I'm just... It could go thinner than that, but it's kind of all like leathery now. Yeah, I should figure out, I was gonna do a Q&A video. I need to put up like a community post that I'm gonna put up a, I don't always, sometimes I end up with risen faces on my dice. What I think we kind of, we were talking about this in my Discord at one point. I think what we kind of decided on was that part of the problem with the risen faces was not getting the lids on straight. Or actually, that was more with like getting big air pockets on the dice. We realized that one of the things that was causing like the big air bubbles on the dice was just the lid not being on straight, not being put on straight, so it didn't like seal quite right. But now I still get risen faces. I do have this die here. This die is over here because just because of how the stuff on the inside works. In order to actually get the sides flat, I ended up having to sand off the one. Let's see if it'll focus. Never likes to focus up close when I want it to. There we go, yeah, you can see. You can see it still has the divot there. Yeah. That's why it's over here. It's because that one's not going out. I think I need to add some more red. I'll be honest, I think it's easier to do this without the paper, but then I run the chance of getting other colors in here more. Although I have drops of red. I do feel like people are probably going to realize at some point that I'm just making it up as I go along. Yeah, that's that D20 over there. Yeah. That's very much where I ended up sanding it to the point that the number was flush. Very frustrating. What is this? I kind of think maybe I need to add some more white. My problem is now I've dyed my fingers red. If I mess with that white, the white clay here anymore, it's gonna slightly dye it pink, which is somewhat annoying. I make it work with a different color. No, I was gonna say, I feel like at some point people are gonna realize that I'm making this all up as I go along. I still run into the issue fairly often where I have dice that have, you know, bubbles, big air bubbles on the surface. Usually, especially if I am working with really thick resin, like I've let it almost get to the end of its work time and stuff. I still deal with raised faces on dice. I'm not very good at hand polishing. That's why I have a tumbler. That's fine. Oh, do you not want any molds that have the high numbers at the top? I do, I have sets with both. I find it really useful actually to have some molds that have the high numbers at the top and some molds that have the high number at the bottom. It's not like, I guess maybe that's not what you were going for, so you know it's frustrating, but it can be useful to have dice with the high number at the top once it's actually, you know, upright. Especially if you want to like put things in them, like flowers, like I don't know, like you want to put like a little inclusion scene in it. Makes it easy for putting things facing the right direction. Where's my music? Did I reached the end of my playlist? Guys, we're gonna need to add more stuff to my playlist. That's not very long. We've only been here an hour. Alright, well, I guess we're starting over. I'll slowly add more to the playlist. That's my plan. Oh yeah, I definitely use my molds I definitely use my molds with the lowest number at the top the most. For sure. For sure, for sure. Just because more often than not, the face that is down in the mold is gonna end up looking the best. And I always want that at the top, but there are cases where it's useful to have the higher number at the top. For your wargaming dice mold, you got all different faces facing up for what? Okay. Okay. You do you, I guess. Ugh. That seemed okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm just gonna. I think I've been messing with this enough. I could almost just squish this with my hands. I'm just gonna try squishing this with my hands. One thing that I find just mildly annoying with my masters is the fact, so I like the fact that all of them have the highest number opposite the lowest number, but the problem is one of them is that my D8 is not like that. For some reason the 7 is opposite the 8 on my D8. It's like, what? Wait, why? Why is it different? So use a pottery wheel and a mix of rough sandpaper and sandpaper to sand and polish your dice. Haven't tried a tumbler, yeah. That way people can't say they're all unbalanced. I see. So you just put them all. Yeah, I see what you're saying. You know, honestly, fair. That is probably the most annoying. If anyone here is just getting into making dice, or thinks dice are cool, but you're not sure about handmade dice, I do just want to say the RPG ones, the lowest is always up. I'm gonna move this out of the way. It's kind of in the way. We're just gonna mix this by hand. One of the most annoying questions is, but are they balanced? It's just like, I understand your concern, but I have heard this so many times, and the answer is, it's fine. They're fine. I don't know, it comes across a little bit as like, but do you really know what you're doing? You know what I mean? I think that maybe that's my problem with that question. It's like, whenever people ask that, I don't assume that, you know, they have any ill intent. I try to answer nicely and honestly and stuff. You know, I figure people are actually curious and are coming from a place of good intentions. But my goodness, it's just like, yeah, I do actually know what I'm doing. Yeah, yeah. It's like the difference in weight between mica powder in resin and not mica powder, you know, and resin with I don't know, alcohol ink is gonna be negligible. Yeah, exactly. There's no truly balanced dice. Literally no die is gonna be perfectly balanced because the numbers are different on the different sides. They're all gonna be slightly unbalanced, just because of the nature of how they exist. But that's usually what I tell people. I usually tell people that no die is truly balanced, and because they have different numbers on the sides, but they are balanced enough for playing a tabletop game with a friend. Yeah. I usually try not to do super heavy inclusions. I have done some. They're fine if you actually roll them. Fair. And I have done some commissions with heavy inclusions in them. I've just made sure to tell the people that I'm like, I can do this, just know that the dice may be weighted in one direction slightly. I've not purposefully weighted dice. I did have someone ask about that at one point. I was like, it's like I could do this, but I get the question enough of, but are they balanced? I don't want that. True. I think my first ever set of dice that I got from like ChessX had a big bubble in one of them. If you have any weighted ones, you can just blame those whenever you roll bad with your normal dice. There you go. My hands are very pink now. I feel like there's a few like things where it's just like some reoccurring like questions and comments and stuff that's like that are very annoying, and then some like reoccurring questions and comments and stuff that's just like, oh, this is the best thing ever. Like the things that I found that I enjoy the most with people, the comments that I enjoy the most on my dice are, one, when people say they want to eat them. I'm like, it's the highest of compliments. And two, I have a Tumblr where I post all my dice stuff too. I just post the same stuff to all my social media, but I love when people tag it as like their different characters, either their characters or characters from things. I'm like, I've made a connection with people. That's so cool. Crunchy. Okay. So this is a lot softer. I don't know if I have enough here though. So I'm gonna make some, if you have joined since I actually said what we're doing, I'm making some mushroom necklaces. My brother and I have talked about trying to make like candy dice. I think that'd be kind of fun. How big should I make these? Yeah, it's more than that. I probably should put something like that on my website. Do not eat. Usually people joke about eating them. I say eat at your own risk. Or they're not gonna taste very good. It's not a terrible size. That's not a bad size. Someone that made dice that look like chocolates in your stomach grilled. Yeah, I want to do like hard candy dice. I think it'd be really fun. Yeah. There should be a link in the description for it. Anyone's welcome to join. For the Discord. Yeah, I kind of want to make like hard candy. Yeah, I want to do like hard candy dice. I think hard candy dice would be really fun, because you could make them look like actual dice and then like roll with them, and then if you roll poorly, you don't tell anyone at the table, and then if you roll poorly you're just like, darn it, and you just toss it into your mouth. That'd be so much fun. The look of shock from people would be excellent. I need to get some like food safe silicone and then I'll do that. Oh yeah, I keep seeing a YouTube ad for that. Seems like a fun idea. I haven't like clicked on it at all, but I did see the YouTube ad for that. Have you looked into it? I didn't click on it or go look at the Kickstarter or anything. Have you looked at it? Yeah. Yeah. It if you ever want to show off what you're working on, you can do that in the Arts and Crafts channel. That's what it's there for. I did sit through the ad for the most. I sat through most of the ad because like, oh, that's an interesting idea. I just wanted to kind of see what it was about. Seemed applicable to my interests. Yeah, giant gummy dragon. I do think that it's kind of a fun concept of like, you know, you go and you fight these mobs and if you kill it, you get to eat it. There is something fun about that. That's a fun idea. You know, at the bottom of my playlist here, there is some like suggested tracks. You know, recommendations based on tracks in this playlist. Shoveling goblins into your mouth. That's a visual right there. Should we just listen to the suggested tracks and then we can add things if we like them? We could do that. Should we do that? How about we do that? We're gonna listen to the suggested tracks at the bottom here and then add them if we like them. This sounds very similar to stuff that I already have on this playlist. Is this not on this playlist already? I wonder if it just... green apple flavored. I can see that. I can see that. This seems like it fits the vibe of the playlist. We could add this. Sure. Yeah, that is one of the things that's on my to-do list for videos at some point is trying out making hard candy dice. I have so many things on my to-do list for videos though, guys. I think I've just gotten maybe a little bit too, like, I used to do a video every week, and at the moment I'm at about like a video every month. Black dragons would taste like licorice? Maybe. Yeah. True. I mean, we could maybe go look it up. We could maybe go look it up. No, but I used to do a video every week, and now I'm doing one, like, doing it, like, once a month almost. But I think I've just gotten more ambitious with the videos that I'm doing. Maybe I should go back and do some, like, 2-minute, just set to music videos. Red dragons would be spicy. I wonder if they did make them, like, spicy. Okay, I think I need, like... one more. Nice. That works out. Sorry, I just saw click on the Discord while I'm there, see what's going on. Yeah. Alright, I think I need a little bit more. Oh my, look how pink my hands are now. Cinnamon. Oh, true, I do like, I'm a fan of like cinnamon candy. So I could be down for like a cinnamon dragon. That'd be kind of cool. Oh good, it is just playing the next thing in the tracks here. Do you guys name your dice sets? Like ones that I purchase or ones that I sell? Because I mean, for the ones I sell, I kind of have to almost. Or do you mean like give them names like Jim or Bob, Clarence? To be fair, to be fair, I did name some pieces of furniture in my hotel dorm, not my hotel dorm, my college dormitory. So that's probably not outside the realm of possibility. I also had a traffic cone in my college dorm that I rescued from a tree. His name was Connie. Connie the cone. It wore a top hat. If you're ever curious what I was like in college, that was it. I had a traffic cone in my room named Connie with a top hat and a sweater. But what do you mean by named, though? Like, kind of like gave it, Oh, to describe the dice. Oh, yeah. To be fair, I have, like, probably, sometimes I have working names, where it's just what I call them, and then when they're going up on the site, on my website to be sold, you know, that's not what I call them. You get several sets of dice and name that collection after a character. Ooh, yeah. To be fair, I like doing that with, I like putting together, like, color palettes and things of dice for characters I'm playing. That seems to be a requirement for any dorm-like setting. Having weird random stuff. Like a traffic cone named Connie. Yeah. I don't necessarily name all of my sets, though. To be fair, I do like making sets based on things. I've done a few like, dice releases in my shop and stuff where it's like, okay, this is a whole set of dice, they're all based on characters from this thing. So, you know, they kind of come with built-in names. But I don't necessarily want to name them those characters on my website for legal reasons. So it's just like, well, I know who these are based on. But I'm not going to name them that. When you're in the military, a friend of yours had a wall filled with bottle caps. He somehow got to stick to said wall without glue. Honestly, impressive. Yeah, yeah. I guess that is kind of what it's just like being in a dorm. I'm kind of sad that I left Connie. I kind of wish I had kept her. She could have just lived in my house. But when I came back from school, I released her into the wild of the campus parking lots. I rescued her from a tree, though. After about 2 weeks of walking past the tree with the traffic cone in it, you know, it was decided, we could pull that out of the tree. Just posted one set you made using a pre-made mold. It's one of your favorite sets. Yeah, it was kind of our mascot, yeah. Is there sound in this video? I will watch this after stream. Oh my gosh, my thumbs are starting to hurt a little bit. I think I need to mix. Oh, you can't see. This was like for the stems and stuff. I think I need more for the size that I want to do. I kind of think maybe I should. I don't know. Maybe it's okay. Problem with mixing up more, like I was saying, is that my hands are all red now. It'll dye those pink, but we're gonna have to move those around and stuff anyways. I wonder if I can wipe off any of the... Oh gosh, look how... Oh, I don't know if you can see. I don't know if you can see how pink... Do you see how pink that is? That seems to be working okay though for getting the pink off my hands, so that's not a bad idea. That might work. My thumbs though, my poor thumbs. There's cat hair in my polymer clay. It's true. I've stained my hands red. Whose hands are these that paint the oceans red, or whatever Lady Macbeth's thing is? Oh yeah, if you want to post a picture, I will go look. Pictures. Oh, pictures. Atlantean treasure. Ooh. Seems like a fitting name with the blue and the gold foil. I like the bright red numbers too. I am someone who, like, I don't do a lot of like contrasting numbers, but like I know that it always looks good with like the contrasting numbers. I just never do it. It never like occurs to me. And then when I actually end up doing it, it's just like, well, why did I do this? It looks nice. Let's split this up. There we go. Ah, it's fun making dice. You took a chance on the red numbers first. Well, it really ended up standing out from the like the light blue and the gold, so it made them really legible. I also default to gold because I'm basic. My default's like gold or white. That's why I have the big bottles of gold and white. These are my big bottles of paint. I have other colors too, but these are the big bottles that I have. Let's get... Yeah. I mean, I feel like, you know, gold is basic, but it's basic because it works. It's like, it just works with so many things. Where are we at? No. Ah. Do I not already have this on here? I just I already had this on here. Gonna go for a bit? Alright, have fun. Thanks for stopping by. I'm sure we'll be here for a little bit. I do also like silver. Silver's also classy. Don't worry, you can be basic with the rest of us. Silver's also up there. It's also one of those ones though where it's like, well, it just matches everything. You know? It feels classic and classy. It works with a lot of different colors. Brass is nice, but I feel like it's a little bit more specific. Pouring paint works well for painting numbers since pouring style paint is already thin enough. Oh, yeah. I can see that. I just use regular acrylic and that works fine for me, but I could see why the pouring paint. Does it take longer for it to dry, though? I feel like that'd be my concern with the pouring paint, but I don't know if it just... It's thinner. I don't know that it's... I feel like silver's usually a pretty safe bet, too. Okay, I think these are reasonable sizes. Okay, let me try and get some of this red off of my hands. I think I want to... Let me think about the order that I want to do this in. So, the plan here is we're going to be making little mushroom necklaces. I probably want to put the eye pins in first. I'm going to put them through this, and then we'll attach this, and then we'll put a little bit of white on here, and then we'll attach this, and then we'll kind of shape it. That makes sense to me. Use enamel paints that you use for your miniatures and models. Hi, Jamie! Also, hi, Nate, but hi, Jamie! We're doing polymer clay. My first ever Twitch viewer. Not Jamie, but Nate. If it does, you haven't noticed much of a difference in drying time. You also like to use metallic colors, so every color can have that metallic shimmer. Oh, I do. To be fair, I have some fun. I definitely, I don't have a problem, guys. This is just my metallics and color shift shimmery paints. I totally, the color shift ones, they're so fun. I got like just a sparkly one. Oh, I also have glow in the dark paint. Don't use that one very often. I think I need more paint, guys. I don't have enough paint down there. I have a fair amount of paint. Alright, so I think, like I was saying, I think my plan here is I'm going to put the little pins in. Maybe I will actually put loops. Only problem, I have to build more shelves. To be fair, they're on like a milk crate down there at the moment. Yeah, I think this will work. You got room in that box. Yeah. To be fair, okay. Just a second. Let me show you guys my rainbow of paints here. I'll only grab those before I start doing that. Oh, my gold paint. Here's my this is my colorful paints. And then here's my neutrals. There you go. There's my paint, and then there's the box of metallics and color shifting and shimmery paints. And then my big bottle of white and my big bottle of gold. Do I have enough paint, guys? I did actually go through and color code all of my paints finally. I dabbed a little bit of the paint on top so I could see. I don't think I could add any more paint to this. This thing's pretty jam-packed full of bottles. It's kind of funny, actually, how well these fit in here. Sorry, I'm bonking around when I do that. Alright, let me put this away. It is weird how many of these songs I recognize from... Yeah, well, it's just useful to have, like, something that shows, what something's gonna look like when it's actually dry, too. If you guys have been here for my resin streams, you've probably seen my, like, paint chips. Have I used dehydrated? Yes. Yes, yes. I was debating doing a whole video actually on using florals and stuff in resin. It's one of those ones where it's kind of on my to-do list. It kind of got replaced by the series that I'm working on at the moment with the about dice materials in general. Let me get this. Pull out. But maybe I will get around to a video on working with florals and organics at some point. Because I do think I could do a whole video on that. But that's mildly on my to-do list for the third video in the series. I like my thumbnail. I had fun with the thumbnail for the second video, which will be out on this next Thursday. I've only done 2 sets with flowers in them so far. What did you think of working with them? It's definitely, they're definitely kind of I mean, I guess I've worked with them so much at this point. I feel a little bit more comfortable with them, but like, I feel like there's a learning curve with them for sure. There's a learning curve with the, with flowers and moss and stuff. My biggest problem with them is the, sanding. If they're up against the sides and then you end up like sanding, you can sand into them and it makes it weird. There's that. I feel like they always look cool though. I always like how they look, but actually I might have a couple sets over here that have flowers in them. I have all my finished sets here. I know I'm getting distracted, but this is just what my streams are like. If you wanted me to stay on task, this is the wrong stream for you. Not too bad to use. You just have to be careful with some that are a little more brittle than others due to the dehydration process. That's fair, yeah. Oh, I do still have this set. This is maybe still one of my favorite sets. Let's see. This might be one of my favorite sets. I got these little tiny colorful flowers in like a pack, and they're maybe one of my favorite things to use now because they keep their shape and color so well. Maybe. I like using flowers and moss. Let's see if I can find a example here of what I mean with the sanding for folks that aren't sure what we're talking about. I might be able to show you. Let me see if I can. There you go. You see how there's like a couple of spots there that kind of stick up a little bit? That's where it's kind of intersecting the sides, the mosses. So they're technically fine. Like it is actually like flat. It's not gonna affect rolling, but you can kind of see where the moss has done stuff. Actually, these ones might be. Yeah, this one's actually even better for showing off. Let's see if I can. You see the divots there. That's spots where like I sanded, but it sands the plants more than it sands the actual resin, so you end up with kind of some weird spots. You can see here too on the. I try to mitigate it as much as I can, but you can kind of you see there with the moss. You can see how there's those little divots there. That's where the moss is against the side. All right. Anyways, let me put these back away. That said, I really like how plants and stuff look in resin. So, what is that? What am I running into? So what I'm doing here at the moment is I'm trying to smooth out it's blurry, but you can kind of see there where there's like a crack almost in it. I'm trying to smooth that out at the moment. You posted your 2 flower sets. I like the colors you used. It's Kind of hard to see the, I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna play the videos right now, so it's kind of hard to see the flowers without them being in motion, but I like to think that I've gotten a little bit better at that, at least, though, about figuring out how to not have that, these big spots that are sanded kind of funky. I'll use this one. There we go. No. I don't anything that has... Yeah. I feel like that's pretty normal with any sort of like larger inclusion. It's kind of hard to see them in photos. You kind of have to see them in motion. I've had, especially if it's like, you know, I've done some dice that have like very like detailed figures in them, I guess. You know what I mean? Like a dog or a book or whatever. Especially in D20, it's just hard to see those in photos because of all the facets. Right now you're trying to figure out the best way to make dice that have a rainbow shifting opalescent look to them. Oh. So are you looking for like a pigment that shifts to make the dice, or are you looking to make them like an off-white with little bits in them that shift color? I feel like I did not articulate that way well, but it's okay. Alright. I think we're finally ready. I'm gonna take these little pins. I'm gonna stick it down through here first, and then we'll go back the other direction. Grab pliers. Which set has a coin? Are you talking about mine or one that you sent? There we go. So this is kind of what we do. It has a little flat piece there. So I put that in, and then I have this here, and we're gonna turn this into a little loop and kind of try to smush around it a little bit. And I'm going to cook this with the loop in it. It's kind of gone into the stuff a little bit, but that's okay. There we go. Found some mica powders online that are all different color shifting tones, and I guess you're supposed to use them all. I'd be interested to see how that turns out. I know, oh, your set had a coin. Might be easier to see. On that, yeah. Sometimes those color shifting ones I've found, like, can cancel each other out. Ran into that at one point, if you, like, directly mix them together. But I'd be, if they, like, all, play nicely together, that would be cool. Alright, there we go. We've got one little mushroom top with a, the loop in it. I'm gonna do the same for the rest of the rest. There's two more. I'm gonna do the same for the other two. Oh, let's do it this way. I like this one. This one has a slightly different vibe, but I like it. We're adding this one too. This feels more see? Sort of? Yeah. Yeah! Yeah, I'd appreciate that. I'm always curious to know where to get cool stuff. I probably have... I don't need more pigments. I need to keep telling myself that I don't need more pigments. I already had to go and shame myself in the Discord to keep myself from buying more mica powders that I don't need. Okay. It's like, no, I already have mica powders, but they're so much fun. Okay, just a second. I'll read your thing in just a second. Let me get this kind of smoothed out a little bit on the loop. Okay. You can see that whole flower starting to poke out in the coin near the top of the planet image. Oh, like on the inside? The inside of the planet? It's a cool logo, by the way. It's a cool logo. Yeah. You know, it's sometimes hard to see when you don't have like the light reflecting off of it, but yeah, I think I see what you mean. I maybe don't need this much red actually, but that's okay. And I'm going quiet because I'm focusing on trying to get this loop made without absolutely messing up all my polymer clay here. All right. All right. I think. Do I want to do the dots on top first, or do I want to add the stems first? That's my next question here. Oh, nice. Cool. I almost didn't get masters made with a logo. Well, because I almost didn't. This was kind of an accident. Not this, but the dice was kind of an accident. I didn't really mean to start selling dice. Dots? Oh, okay, yeah. So I'm gonna do all right. So this is what I'm trying to decide. So on I've made some of these necklaces before. On the last ones that I made, I did like very smooth dots on the very tops of the mushrooms. Should I do really smooth dots again, which feels a little bit more cartoony, or should I do kind of like little rough, uneven dots on top that's gonna feel more realistic? Because I feel like with the way I plan to do the stems, maybe they feel a little bit more realistic, and so I don't know if I should do cartoony dots, or if that's, oh my gosh, this thing's pink. Why not both on the same one, or do like one of each, and then I could do one of each, I suppose. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Then you guys can see what I'm talking about. Okay, I've tried to clean the pink off of my fingers. I think I've gotten mostly. I might have to grab I have to grab another paper towel over here. I mean, it's a fun hobby at any rate, yeah. And have a vote on the 3rd. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Let's, I'm just trying to get the pink. Get all the pink off of my fingers. Because I'm adding a little bit of pink to this on accident. A lot of these songs sound very similar. I feel like that works though as background music for the stream. No, I was not planning on selling dice, so I almost didn't get masters made because it's like, well, I'm not planning on selling them anyways, so you know, what's the point in spending that amount of money? Because masters aren't cheap. But I did. I, you know, finally decided, well, I'm doing this and it's fun, so I went and got masters made. I had like an Etsy shop that I never really sold much of anything in. I had done like, I had made and sold like soap at like a local holiday bazaar before just for fun. And so I'd made an Etsy shop mostly so that people who'd gotten soap from me locally could order more from me if they wanted to. Never really used it much, didn't really sell much on there. But I went and started making dice. And I was like, well, I'll just list them on there, you know, just in case anybody wants them. At that point, I had a slightly different process, so I went and I said I made a set of galaxy dice and I made a set of faux amethyst dice, and I went and put photos up and said, you know, I'll make them to if they get ordered type thing. I put up 5 available of each, and I was like, well, if people order them, I'll make more. The galaxy dice I sold out of in 2 weeks, and things just kind of snowballed from there. It was one of those things of, well, I guess I'm doing this now. People seem to be interested, so I guess I'm just gonna roll with it. And now it's, 3.5 years later. Still doing it. Fair. I mean, that's how I started out, was making things for family and friends and D&D buddies and stuff. Hey! Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Yep. Mix up a little bit more of this white. Ah. Okay, but so while I'm mixing up this white, this does still, should I do the tops first or should I do the stems first? I'm thinking maybe the stems first. I think that might be easier to then hold. And then I'm not going to be smushing things while I'm attempting to, like, put the stems on. Fair. I like purple. Purple's a good color. How did you do yours? I think I did a dirty pour. I think I did like oh, the photos. Oh, nice. Ah, purple currant. Let me see. Yeah, I'm thinking stems. Let me find a picture of my first amethyst sort of dice. I think let's share this photo, I guess. Actually, no, this is a good photo. Here's the ones that those are the like kind of amethyst sort of inspired ones. But here I'll show the galaxy dice in my. I know that this makes no sense to people who are not in the Discord. I was just sending off a photo of the amethyst dice. I could probably show actually. You know what? It'd be easy enough for me to show. Let me close some windows here. Let me pull up. Oh my gosh. Let me just, I can just switch to, this. Yeah, I don't think there's anything there. Here we go. Yeah, there's the amethyst ones. So this is one of the first two sets that I ever put up for, oh good, my microphone is still working. That's one of the first sets that I ever put up for, sale, and I was like, well, I'll just make more if people order them. Let me find the galaxy dice. These are sets that I made for myself. Before that, when did I switch? It's gonna be, oh, here we go. Here they are. These were the like first ever. You can see how poor of a job I did sanding. Yeah, you can see the edges there that are a little bit off. I've definitely gotten a lot better at sanding things evenly. But yeah, this was my galaxy dice that sold out like immediately. My prices have gone up since then, but you know. This is oh yeah, I mean I still end up with edges like this sometimes, but I try to make things as, you know, pointy as possible. You know. All right, let me go back to this. All right. Move you guys back over here so I can see. Alright, cool. So we've got some white now for the tops. We're going to do the stems first, though. So here's the plan for those. I'm going to take a little bit of this. This is kind of a semi-translucent white. I've mixed my white and my translucent. What we're going to do is we're going to kind of make like a disc of this. Kind of make a disc of this, and then, ooh, hi Luna. Ooh, hello. You better not walk back and forth. But we're gonna try to make like a little bit of a disc and put it on the inside of this. Luna, I said no walking back and forth. No, I'm walking here. Yep, you can go down? Okay, bye-bye. Okay. So we're gonna put that on like that. Looks strange right now, but that's okay. We're gonna kind of, I'm gonna try and like smush this down a little bit. Give her some screeches. Yeah. She's left Marvel. I have another cat that's sleeping over there. The problem is that she loves to, whenever I'm working on anything, she loves to walk back and forth in front of me. She's very good at getting in the way. Okay. So you can now kind of see it's kind of like, kind of flat, a little more flat. The red's a little bit more, you know, overlapping a little bit, and that's what I want. You'll share one more set. This set was the first set you made using your master molds. Used a chameleon color shift resin, but you mostly see green shimmer on it because of the angles. But the colors. Your cat tiptoe will lay across your hands and arms when trying to draw. They just like to be involved. I know. I know they just want to hang out. But, my goodness, man. My goodness, man. Alright. I'm gonna kind of rough that up a little bit. I'm gonna rough this end up a little bit. I'm gonna try and join these together. I'm gonna squish these together a little bit. Oops, there's a piece of red on there, which I don't want. There's also cat hair on there, which I don't want. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to kind of like squish them together. Like I'm going down, I'm squishing them together. And we will continue that sort of outwards in a second. She's cute, so she gets away with it. Yeah. Yeah. Fair. Fair. I very often have to tell Luna, that's the cat that hopped up, to pick a side. Go lay down over here, or lay down on my lap. Stop walking back and forth. I also use 2 different colors for the numbers. One color used exclusively for the highest. That's kind of a fun. Oh, I like the shimmery purple for the highest roll. Yeah, that's the problem with the dice like that, is you just can't. Oh, I see a little bit of the green. You just can't see the color shift in still photos. Even sometimes in videos, it's hard to see. You know, just because of lighting and stuff. All right, I'm gonna smooth this out a little bit. I want these to be nice and joined. We are going to, so I'm trying to kind of smoosh these together, smooth them together. Get these together. Luna, yeah. That was short. Luna likes to be involved. That's not quite working like I was hoping it would. Just gonna try and kind of. I'm gonna kind of try and pull some of the clay towards the center. I think I didn't have it quite soft enough, so so it's kind of breaking a little bit more than it's like making nice clean lines in it. I think that'll be okay though. Some of the early dice you tend to use as counters. They've got some bad flaws in them. See if I can show you what I mean by. It's kind of like breaking off a little bit. It's kind of splitting instead of having nice smooth lines, which is okay. It feels fairly natural that way, but this maybe will be the natural one. Maybe I'll try and like make the next disc of this a little bit softer. Pull that actually outward a little bit and kind of have it almost overlap with the red a little bit to kind of give it some interesting shape there. Like you can kind of see, maybe. Come on, show up. There you go. Add a little bit of kind of that shape around the edge there. One of my favorite parts about dice making is when you got your pressure pot and got to decorate with stickers. Felt like a badge of honor. Oh, that's kind of cute. I haven't decorated my pressure pot with stickers. That's a good idea. I should do that. I have, I stick like all of my stickers on my box that I keep like, my dice in. Not the ones that I make, but like the dice that I've kept for myself or that I have from other places. That's my go-to sticker spot. Oh. Hello, Luna. What you doing? You going over to your box? That's a good girl. See, it feels like a requirement. Oh no, I'm not meeting the requirements. Luna, baby, you gotta pick a side. Go lay down somewhere. What you doing? You gonna go over to the window? You can come sit on my lap if you want. You come down? If you're not coming down, you need to go pick a side. Like the back of the laptop, yeah. You're recycling your old flawed dice for other projects. We have ones that you can't bring yourself to sacrifice. They're quite flawed, but man, they're pretty. Yeah. I wonder if you could, Luna? Luna! Where are you going? Luna! Go lay in your box. There's a good girl. Look, she's laying in her box. There's a good girl. Oh. Oh, you can't even see her very well, me. She's in a... She's just laying in her box. Me? Oh yeah, I'm a fake. I'm a phony. I've been trying to tell you guys. I've been trying to tell you guys this whole time. Aww. True. She's gotta come make sure my kitty streaming quota is filled. She's very helpful like that. But yeah, I don't have stickers all over my pressure pot. I'm a phony. I'm a fake. Ooh, we've been going for about 2 hours. Maybe we'll just make these mushrooms and then call it. I don't know. We'll see how long it takes me to finish these. I feel like these have taken longer than I was planning. I think mostly because the the polymer clay was rather stiff. I spent most of that time just trying to soften. I guess there's a T in there, but you don't say the T's. Soften my my polymer clay. Yeah, I think that'll be cute. I think that's a good texture for the bottom of this. Still have more to do on, obviously, but we'll add a little bit of texture to the stem here as well. I've made the stem kind of purposefully lumpy, but I figure we'll add a little bit of striation to it, a little bit of kind of striping. Yeah, I have 4 cats for folks that are new here. It was an like my dice selling. Having 4 cats was an accident. I didn't mean to have 4 cats. I chose one of them. I chose to have 2 of them. I agreed to the last 2. I liked them all. I love all my kitty cats. But it was an accident that I ended up with 4 of them. You need to get a new air compressor. Yours is super loud. Mine's also super loud. I had some folks recommend one to me. Which one was it? Which one was it that was recommended? It was in my last video. I'll go look. I'll go look and see what it was. I might switch at some point too. Mine is also very, very loud. And how much is it though? Here, I'll yeah, the California Air Tools one. That's what I've heard as well, is that it's very quiet. X out of that. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, well, my current one works, so you know, it's like I don't technically need to get a new one, but also the one I have is loud. Mine also, like, my air compressor likes to lose pressure, I've noticed, if I leave it for any like period of time. It's kind of odd. Maybe that's normal, I don't know. It goes down a little bit more. But yeah, at some point I'll probably get a new one, but it's one of those things where I have to justify it to myself, because I don't really need a new one. Okay, I'm gonna add just a little bit of striations here. So just like a little bit of kind of like texture going up and down on the stem. We're gonna add a like a little bit of kind of like a skirt. I don't know what it's called. I can't remember what it's called. But kind of like the little bit that kind of like ruffles around. Could be the hose. No, actually, no, it's not the hose. Because even when it's like when I leave the air compressor with a little bit of air pressure in it. Say, you know, overnight while my pressure pot is, maybe that's bad for it or something. It's possible I just have bad technique with it, or, you know, I'm not taking care of it properly. There we go, that's pretty good. Maybe it's me. But, if I leave it, like, overnight, it'll lose all of its air. Lose all of its pressure. There we go. I like that. Has a little. Let's see if you can see the little bit of texture on it. A little bit of texture on it. All right, we're gonna add a little skirt for it. Give it a little skirt. Let me. Oh, let me get the red. No red. I don't want it to be red. Okay. We're gonna try and soften this up a little bit. I maybe need a little bit more. Usually purge yours after every use and empty it out just so no moisture builds up inside it. Interesting. To be fair, it's very dry where I am, but yeah, I could see how it would condense with just over time with the stuff. Is it bad for the air tanks though to like leave air inside of like the air compressor? I don't know. Sounds like there might be food. Or maybe my brother's working out. He's cooking it. I don't know. Okay. It smells like food. Yeah, think I'll probably finish up these mushrooms and then call it, just because now I smell food, and so now I'm hungry. Alright, so I'm gonna make kind of like a thin... Unfortunately, it's kind of pink, which I was hoping it would not be, but it is. So, that, you know, it is what it is. So I'm just gonna roll this out. I mean, I've had it for, you know, 3.5 years or whatever since I started making dice, so it's possible I've just mistreated it. Alright, there we go. Ooh, sure. I'll take some. Do you need me to come grab it? Okay. Apparently I don't need to go leave to get fried rice. Yeah, this is like, let me... What? Maybe just slightly less than that. That's an okay amount, but like... Luna has now changed boxes. She's in her... Oh, can't... Oh, she's behind the light. She's in her sun box now. Sorry, I'm getting jiggled around a little bit. Okay, let's try this again. So I want this fairly thin. This is gonna be the little skirt around the mushroom. Thank you. I have food, guys. Ooh, it looks really good. That's like a bunch of turmeric in this or something. It's very yellow. There's turmeric. Excuse me while I just eat on stream. So that's the side over there. Nourishment. Okay. So let's kind of figure out how big this needs to be. Just reminding you of half a sandwich. Excellent. Glad to be of service. So I'm going to kind of do this like I did the last thing. I'm gonna kind of attach it here a little bit and then pull upwards into the stem. I want it to be kind of wobbly and stuff along the bottom. I want it to actually stick out from the thing, from the actual stem. But we'll add some of that, I think, once it's mostly attached. Yeah, I think it's good that we did this first before we did the little spots, because I think this is making it easier. I can set it like this. Alright. So I'm going to kind of pull it away a little bit because I want it to stick out a little bit. I'm going to try and not thin it necessarily, but I want it to, I maybe could have done it a little bit thinner than this is. Needs a little bit more texture, I think. Needs more texture to actually kind of match the rest of it. Yeah, there we go. That's a little bit better. I'll show you in a second what I got going on. I like it. Ooh, looking to make some liquid core dice. That should be fun. I should do some more liquid core dice. People always get very excited about liquid core dice. And they're just kind of fun to make too, but they're, you know, they always turn out really pretty. People like liquid core dice. All right, there we go. See, it's got a little bit of a skirt now. Unfortunately, the skirt is a little bit pinker than the rest of it, but I hope that when I cook it, it won't be super noticeable. Come on, focus, camera. I know you can do it. You've done it before. It never likes to focus where I want it to focus. There we go. I found it for a second there. There we go. There we go. See, a little bit of a skirt. A little bit of a skirt for the mushroom. All right. Let's try, I'm gonna try making this one, I think, the like kind of realistic sort of little spots. So I'll show you what I mean. I got another spoonful of food. Maybe a second spoonful too. Look at that mushroom go. She got a fancy skirt. I'm gonna take my little tool. I'm literally gonna kind of pull off like kind of rough pieces like that. I'm gonna stick those on here. And I'm trying to make it kind of uneven. This is kind of what the mushrooms actually look like, but I don't know if I'm gonna like this as much or not. So let me see if I can show you. And I'm probably gonna, after I fire these, or after I, you know, put them in the, after I bake them, it does not like to focus. There we go. It found it for a second there. There we go. Kind of like little pieces on there. There we go. So that's kind of actually what these mushrooms look like, is a little bit more kind of like rough pieces like that. But I don't know, I might like the, I don't know, I don't like that like that. We'll see how it looks. I was gonna say, after I bake these, I'll probably come in with a little bit of like a brown wash, probably, to kind of highlight some of the divots and things. I think that'll bring out some of the like slight, I don't know, it'll highlight things. That's easier said than done, honestly. I was trying. It's like that. You'd think it would work. See, look. Oh, okay, it's kind of finding it. Yeah, there you go. Still takes a second. But yes, little like pieces of popcorn on there. It's kind of what we're doing. And honestly, you know, there's like a little kind of like scratch in there. I kind of like it. It makes it look even more natural. Cottage cheese. Yeah, kinda, yeah. Okay, let's add. I'm gonna add some more, like a big section. This sort of tedious work reminds me of building Gunpla. Am I saying that right? I enjoy doing this kind of stuff, but yeah, it's one of those things where it's like it takes enough time. It's like how do you price things? Oh, Gundam model kits. That makes sense. So they're really detailed. Yeah, I enjoy doing the like strangely detailed stuff like this, but very intricate and delicate. But yeah, when I'm making things to sell, it's just like, well, but you know, if things take a ton of time, how am I going to price these? You know, one of the tricks I feel like to making something look natural, it's surprising how much work it is to make something look random. Sounds maybe odd, but people who have done art stuff where you're trying to make stuff look random and natural will know what I'm talking about. So you want things to be spread out from each other, but you don't want to make it too even. You have to like kind of make it so that there's no you don't see any like patterns, and people love to see patterns. It's very easy to find patterns and things, so it's kind of a science of how can I make this so things are spread out fairly evenly, but there's no noticeable pattern. And randomness is a special kind of pain. I mean, I find it fun though. That is one of those things where it's just like, it is surprisingly kind of complicated, but also I enjoy doing it. I think that's why I kind of enjoy doing like landscaping stuff in Minecraft. That's very much the same sort of concept. Perfectly imperfect, exactly. Make something look even without making it look symmetrical. I've just spit on my thing. No, come back, light. Oh, it's okay, Luna. That's when you just let your brain go on autopilot and just make more problems for you. When you're trying to make things random, or... I do think that it's one of those things where... Yeah, I can kind of just let my brain go on autopilot a little bit as I do this. That's why I can still hold a conversation. I've noticed with like art stuff, when I'm streaming, It is much harder for me to hold a conversation when I'm trying to like focus on something. Alright, let's see how this looks. Let's add a little bit more here. I need to add a little bit more around the edge here. Discovered. But it is also one of those things where it's just like, well, I've been doing art stuff for... This kind of work requires that sort of focus. Well, I'm just saying I can kind of go on autopilot and still chat with you guys while I'm doing this. I don't have to focus on it too much because I've done enough of it, I feel like, at this point, that it feels fairly natural to me. But it's one of those things where it's like, it's because I've done it a bunch that it feels... It never focuses where I want it to focus. I'm just gonna manually focus it. It always does this. I'm pulling it up. I'm pulling up the thing so I can manually focus it. Turn off autofocus. We're gonna... There we go. There we go. So there's our sort of natural... Could maybe add some different sizes in there. Let's add like a little tiny piece, I feel like. See how everything's kind of the same... where was it? Right in here. Everything's kind of the same size and kind of evenly spaced out. Let's add something smaller, some little tiny piece that's kind of close to something else. Maybe helped a little bit. Helped break it up a little bit. Alright, we'll turn autofocus back on now. Alright, I think that one's good. I think that one feels done. Mushroom! I'm gonna set this one off to the side. I'm happy with that. I'm gonna take another scoop of food. Next. And I'll show you what I mean about more cartoony. Maybe we'll kind of go a little bit more cartoony with this one in general. Little mushy buddy. I actually really like that one. When I first started doing the like kind of more natural top to it, I was like, I don't know if I like that or not. But now that I'm looking at it from like a little bit further away, I like it. I think it's cute. Alright, we're gonna try and go a little bit more cartoony with this one. So maybe slightly less texture. You know, I've just used, I was trying mold release for a while there and it worked okay, except it was hard to get the caps off. So I've gone back to Vaseline. I haven't tried like talcum powder, but I think I'm also somewhat allergic to that. At least I was as like a kid. But you know, I just use Vaseline. It works fine. Okay, a little bit there. Hopefully I'm not like making a big gap in the middle here where I do worry I'm making a bubble in there, which is gonna, you know, make it so that it doesn't fire quite right, but it'll probably be okay. It's small enough. Small enough piece. Okay. But yeah, I just use Vaseline really. I'm just gonna do some dots here, and some dots here. I'm just kind of trying to rough it up a little bit so that these can stick together. I do worry that I'm adding air though. That's true, yeah, petroleum jelly is pretty cheap. I do wonder if the powder is easier too, because it probably doesn't matter as much if you get it on the face of the die, right? You can just brush it off. I liked the mold release because it was a lot quicker for setting up. Like, you know, I could just spray it down with the mold release and then pour. But the amount of time that it took me to then undo the lids from the molds the first time, and the number of times that it tore a little bit around where the number was, it's just like, nah, it's not really worth it. So I went back to the Vaseline. I'd be interested in the powder though. Can you use like corn? I hate cornstarch though. You've heard that it tends to want to cling to the dice, but you think you have a solution to that. Oh, what's your solution plan? I guess that steel drum in it. This song does. That steel drum in the back. This song for some reason reminds me of like musical Anything Goes. I was in the pit orchestra in high school. We did Anything Goes. That was difficult music, but also some fun music. And we had fun down in the pit. We were chilling down there in the pit. We couldn't, you know, see what was happening up on stage, but so we could just hear what was happening up on stage. So we were like, you know, acting it out to each other type thing, just from what we could hear. It was a good time. I like all the arts. I like doing music. I like doing, like, making things. I like painting. I like acting. Not that I'm necessarily good at acting, but it's fun. Once the bases of the molds are finished, you're going to insert small slips of paper over top of the dice while they're in the mold. And sprinkle powder on top. Remove the excess, then remove the paper and add the rest of the silicone. Could work. Could work. It's an idea. I don't know. So I have, sorry, I was just thinking about, you know, the acting and stuff, and music and stuff. I have a little bit of a confession. I got the microphone that I did because, I was like, well, this is a good quality microphone. And if I don't end up sticking with, like, the YouTube stuff or whatever, I could use this for, like, music recording or, voice acting. That's where I got the microphone recommendation, was from a voice acting class that I took during the pandemic with Zoom. When I was looking for a microphone for the YouTube videos, I went back and looked through all the notes from that. I do like this microphone. I don't know about the what's that called? The box I have it plugged into. I'm wondering if it's dampening the sound a little bit. I don't know. I've blinked on what it's called. Oh, okay. That actually answers some of my, like, I wonder how that's gonna work, sort of questions. Oh, I should have switched this in more. Cause that was kind of my, like, it's gonna be, like, how are you gonna keep the, stuff from getting underneath it? How is the, how are you gonna get the paper out? That makes sense. I'll be interested to hear how that goes. We're going a little bit more cartoony with this one. I wonder if I should just leave it like this. I'll show you what I've got going on in just a second. If I'm going more cartoony, if I'm going cartoony, should I leave the bottom like this? Wait, I can. Oh, never mind, I found it. Should I leave the bottom like this, you think? Where it's not quite as, like, textured? Of course, now it doesn't find it. Should I leave it less textured? I'm going cartoony with this one. Let's try it. I'm gonna slightly change the shape here too, so it's like a little bit more out. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This one we're going more cartoony. This one we're gonna try kind of a cartoon sort of look. I'm gonna change the shape slightly on this one. I'm also gonna smooth this out. We're gonna try making it less realistic looking on this one and see how it goes. I'm gonna try smoothing out the connection here. Yeah. I think I want a little bit of texture for sure, just because I think that's gonna make it more interesting. I'm adding kind of some interesting color here because the stem is like slightly different than the that under bit. I made it a little bit more opaque. Just give the mushroom some eyes and a smile. Could be cute. I have kind of a I'm still gonna give it a little skirt, but we're gonna make it like smoother. And maybe I'll just make it flush actually. Maybe I'll just make it make it flush. Maybe that's what we'll do with the third one. Or we could do that with this one. I could split the difference. I could do eyes on this one, and then on the third one we could split the difference between the two. I could make this like a little cartoon guy. What do you think of that idea? This one we go like add like eyes and a little smile. And then on the last one we can split the difference and just go kind of like cartoon mushroom. Just a little dude. Just a little dude. We're deciding if we want to so we made, oops, I just realized that I never actually, we made this guy. Sorry, I realized I left it blurry. We made this nice little realistic one. We're working on a more cartoony one at the moment. We're debating whether, and then I have a third one to make too. we're talking about making this one just a little, like I'll have a little face on it, make it real cartoony, and then I was thinking maybe for the third one we kind of split the difference and I make like a mushroom, but kind of a more cartoony mushroom than the super realistic one. That's kind of where I'm at, I think. I was looking for opinions though. We could turn this into just a little dude. Let me flatten this out.
What is a little dude?
Yeah, let me. Okay, so we're gonna grab some of this, make a couple of eyes, and then I'll grab some black. And we'll try making a little pupils and a little. Oh, there's red under my fingernails, which is adding to this. Stop it! Get out of there. I don't need red in there. Alright, where's the black? Here's the black. There's like cat hair in this black. Oh, also I have fried rice. That's the other thing you missed. I have fried rice now. Okay.
Just a little dude. Just a little dude.
Yeah, I think I'll put on this side. This is a good side. Make that even smaller. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. Hopefully I can make this actually look cute. We'll see. It looks a little bit weird at the moment. Let me try adding some little tiny pupils and a little smile and see if it looks a little bit less weird. Okay, the pupils I think make it a little bit cuter. Maybe I shouldn't go full circles for the eyes. The pupils help a lot. It maybe looks a little bit shocked though. Let me try giving it a little mouth out of the black. And then we'll decide. Yeah, it might look better with just little black eyes. Let me make this smile and then we can go back and we can decide. I think probably that's a better call. Let me see. There's a cat hair.
No, get off of there, cat hair.
Yeah, the white makes the eyes look a little bit deranged. Let's just do little black. Oh no, little black chibi ones. Yes, I agree. He does have murder on his mind. It's the eyes. We'll go back and just do little black dots. But maybe he does have murder on his mind. He is an Amanita muscaria. They're very poisonous. Oops. his mouth is a little wonky. Exactly, I'm secretly a death room.
Yay! I'm going to kill you.
That's what he's saying. Let's see if I can get his mouth even. There we go. Nope, that's not even. Alright, let's just try doing some little.
Please eat me so I can take you with me.
Let's just try some little black eyes. Little tiny black eyes. Okay. Or should I just... I mean, I could do white dots too. I don't know that I like it. I don't know that I like it with just the black. It doesn't quite read right. I wonder if maybe I made the eyes slightly less circular. The white part. Oh, I could do little, like, you know, like, make it so it has, like, its eyes closed and smiling, you know what I mean? Could do that, try doing that. Mushroom, if I'm going, you're going with me, pal. Looks a little derpy. That might be okay. Derpy might be okay. If I could do that instead of like super circular, maybe that's a little bit better. Oh, I see what you're saying. Do big, yeah, do the big black ones and then. I'm honestly amused by just the eyes with no mouth. I think this one is also planning a murder, but slightly different one somehow. This one just looks like it's seeing things. Might be the red. Okay, let's try bigger. We'll try bigger eyes out of black. That mushroom has seen crimes not feel fit for telling. Exactly. I don't think I like just the plain black though for the eyes. Yeah. I wonder if... Oh my gosh. The cat hair. I'll make them some eye sockets here. Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying, was maybe like oval shaped. That's what I was trying with these. I'm gonna toss those off to the side. The problem with those is that they picked up a bunch of the red and the black and the whites all attached together. Are you saying oval black one? I think I like... Let me try something. Alright, give me a second. Let me try this and then I'll look up Kirby. I can't think of what Kirby's eyes look like off the top of my head. Oh yeah, I think I like that better. If I do little like, you know, like it's smiling. Okay. Let me do a little bit of maintenance here. I've lost some of the smooth this out a little bit. Unfortunately, I've gotten like black on the... I could still add the devious smile never fades. I could do a little like, oh, face. Like, oh no. Let me try making these a little bit thinner. Maybe it's just gonna have a devious smile. It's okay if it just has a devious smile. Some of us were just born with devious smiles. It's okay. That looks mildly upsetting. You can kind of see where the like weird eye sockets were. Oops. Sorry, I'm hitting the microphone. My head. Okay, let's try some little eyes like this. What? A devious somehow I don't think it's called a devious septum. Somehow I don't think that's quite what it's called. Just, I mean, I guess you're the one that was born with a, not a deviated septum, but a devious septum. Oops, that was not quite where I meant to cut that. That's good. Okay, let me try this. It's always up to no good. Fair. That's, yeah. I don't know that I have this even, but... The eyes aren't quite even, but I do think that that's a little bit... Maybe a little bit, more happy looking. But yeah, it's not even. Guys, I'm not good at, like, people and faces and things. If it wasn't obvious here. I could do that and then also add some little, like, white dots around it. revoke. I'm thinking let's just go. I'm thinking no face. I think let's just go with the white dots, cartoony white dots. I've now like made it all messy on here though. It's like black on here now. Just kind of. You're getting your face privileges revoked. Yeah, exactly. No more faces for you. You've become too much of a mess. No faces. Sorry, I'm suddenly amused at the idea of turning that into a face. I might have found it, guys. There's the face. I think I found it, guys. I just leave it like that. I worry that it looks a little bit unfinished like this because it's not got anything going on in the back, but should I just leave it like this? We can come back to that one. Let me make the last one and then we'll decide how we're feeling on that one. Okay. Put the black away. And the weird eyes. And all this red. There's some little tiny pieces of red around here. But they mix with the white and turn it pink. Okay. Last one. Let me do this. Just soulless white voids. But what about the little smile? Should I keep the little whites, the little smile too? Okay. Let's do this last one. He's doing his best. He's just here. He's just vibing. Okay. All right. So this one I'm gonna do a mushroom, not with no face, but a little bit more cartoony than the super realistic one. I'm really liking the super realistic one now, though. This is gonna be more like what the ones that I've made previously were like, kind of in between. I try to stream most Sundays at 4 p.m. PST, so that's the same time that I stream today. So I usually stream about once a week. It's usually arts and crafts stuff. Sometimes resin. Sometimes pouring resin. Sometimes it's other tangentially related things like inking dice or I don't know, making polymer clay necklaces. I don't know that that's related to resin, but it's usually arts and crafts at the very least. Every once in a while I'll do like a game stream, but that's on a different channel. Yeah. Once a week. Same time every week. Maybe at some point I'll do 2 streams a week. Go back to that. To be fair, I started out streaming before I ever did YouTube videos. I used to stream on Twitch, and then I decided that I wanted to do some like edited content on YouTube, and I just swapped over to doing streams over here too. Just seemed easier. Honestly, I like watching streams on YouTube more than I like watching them on Twitch, so yeah, have to come hang out. So it's nice to have folks to chat with. That's really why I like streaming. I like just hanging out and chatting with people while I'm working on stuff. I think it's fun. Reminds me of you know, studio art classes where you're all just kind of like working on projects and hanging out and chatting while you work. Alright, let's... You used to make content on here too. You kind of put it down for a while to focus on other things. Fair. Yeah. It takes a lot of time. I recently put my commissions on pause so that I could try and focus on this more. Just see how it goes if I have a little bit more time to put towards it. So, but because it just takes a long time to like edit and things. I am not a fast editor. It takes me forever to edit things. Did you also do arts and crafts stuff, or did you do other kinds of videos? I think I was talking about it earlier. I did film a video recently that's gonna go. I have a second channel that's like, I'll be honest, it's really just for fun. This one is like partially for business. Like, you know, I'm trying to make this one a thing. And I have an actual kind of like business tied to it. The other one's just like, I'm gonna put random stuff on here, probably like games with friends and things. I'm not focusing on it as much, but I did record a video with some friends. Well, actually with my brother and with a friend of ours earlier this week. I'm gonna try and get that edited. That should be fun. We had a good time. You're mostly a Let's Player, but you tried doing other stuff as well. Mostly gaming. Streamed on Twitch too. Was focused with more on YouTube. Yeah. I enjoy. It's funny because I enjoy live streaming. I'm not a huge. I don't necessarily watch live streams as much. I'll watch like the playbacks. I'll watch the, you know, VODs later. I'm more of a YouTube watcher. I like watching stuff that I can pause and come back to. Editing can be quite time consuming. Ah, thanks. Yeah, I had tried to make like some videos in the past, just, you know. And I always gave up after a little bit because the editing, I was like, oh, so much. But when I started doing it for this, I started out with just, you know, footage of me making dice with the edits lined up to music. And I found that really fun to do. I have at this point, like, I still find those fun to make, so I'm still making those occasionally. But I have also kind of at this point realized that that's not really the videos that I necessarily watch. I usually watch more of the, like, you know, I put things on in like the background to kind of half listen to, half watch while I'm working on other things. So I like things where people are like talking through their process, or, you know, a little bit more talky videos. So I'm kind of focusing on that a little bit more at this point, but that just takes a lot more editing. It's more editing. I am still doing the just like dice set to music. I'm definitely doing those for like at least one short a month. I'm doing all the like Patreon D20s. I'll have to take a look. I probably should kind of split the difference a little bit. Like, I feel like I don't pay as much attention to, you know, making sure that the cuts line up when it comes to the more talky videos. So quite often I will edit down the talky stuff and then just find a song that sounds kind of nice and put it in the background. I probably could, you know, still kind of line those up with the music a little bit. Okay, alright. Alright. I do still want... Oh, time lapse never hurt. Yeah, I do find those ones fun to edit. Let's... I have quite a few commissions. So I've filmed all of the commissions that I've done because I was trying to do a video for each one. And I have footage from all of the commissions that I've done. Well, not all of them, but past a certain point. All the ones that I've done recently, I have video footage from them, but I have not turned them into videos. Maybe I should just turn some of those into... No, I did not scarfed out all that cake. That was the power of editing. We had fun with that. I need to get my brother in more often to give. I can't remember if that was his idea or if he just helped facilitate it. But no, yeah, we definitely cut off sections of that cake. Need to get it going for the start with doctor's visit for your mother. Oh, yeah. Alright, I hope the doctor visit goes well. Get some sleep. Have a good night's rest. What was I saying? Oh, the cake. It was good cake, honestly. It was very good cake. But no, I did not actually, scrap it all down. I mean, the funny thing is that I'm not a huge sweets person. I do like sweets, but I like baked goods. I'm not a big like cake I'm more of a pie person than a cake person. But it was quite good. It was quite good cake. Okay. And smooth this out a little bit. Kind of fit the vibe maybe. Maybe I'll go bake these tonight and we can see how they turn out. There we go. He's got a little skirt now. Maybe not quite as... Oh yeah, we had a lot of fun filming that. We had a lot of we were cracking up the whole time with the cake bit. I mean that's really I feel like the goal, right? To be fair, there's a lot of things. There's things sometimes where like I'll be like, okay, this is funny to me. This is funny to anyone else. That was one of those ones where it was just like, okay, this is funny to both me and my brother. Hopefully it's funny to other people. I forgot that the spoon kept getting bigger too. I forgot that was also part of the bit. I completely forgot about that. I do kind of want to put more, like, bits like that into my videos. They're just fun. It's fun to do it's fun to do bits like that. I'll be honest, my brother's really the one that has fun ideas for oh, can't talk for a second. My brother gives me lots of ideas for the fun little sketch bits. I've been trying to convince him to make a YouTube channel for a while now. Okay, so for the more cartoony dots on here, I'm just gonna do kind of like smooth little. Hello, it's dark. Smooth little like round bits. There'll still be various sizes, but they'll be not all crunchy like the more realistic one. But same sort of deal, we're gonna try and put them on here so that they look randomized. And this is actually what the ones that I had done previously, oh my gosh, where's the camera? That I had done previously were like, they had kind of just like dots on them, little spots. Old-timey silent black and white movies skit where the words appear. Oh, that would be good. I do like that idea. That's a funny idea. Could definitely do something with that. Get the the film grain and the title cards. Have to figure out where I can, what that'll make sense with. I've had an idea for a video for quite a while now that I have a whole kind of sketch idea to go with it. I should actually do it at some point. Dude, I've got like videos pretty much planned until the middle of next year though. Yeah, oh yeah. The old-timey music for sure. I wonder if we could find, here a second. I'm gonna go to black and white movie. Let's see. We'll just go see what they've got here on Epidemic Sound. This one's, I mean, this one works. It depends on the mood. How's this feeling? Is this what we're... I don't suppose I can change the, Wait. There you go. There you go. How's that feeling? Is this what we're going for? Alright, let me put the saturation back up. Come on. Ooh. Let's not go super oversaturated. There we go. That seems pretty simple. Let me save this to my... I have a playlist here that's just called 4 Scenarios. I need the big twirly mustache too. That's true. I might have one in my closet. No. That's not what I need. Let's try going to solo piano. No. Silent film. That's really what we're looking for. What's this one? this one's also going on my 4 scenarios playlist. Actually, maybe we'll add this. Should I add this to our stream playlist? I'll add this to the stream playlist. Seems fitting. Gotta do like jazz hands. This seems fitting. This does seem fitting. Alright, okay, it's on the playlist now. Alright. I might be at the saturation a little bit high now. Let me turn that down just a little bit. Alright. Oh man, how do I feel about this? I don't know how I feel about this matching my my vibe. I think I'm happy about it. I think. Okay, this is coming along. Let's see here. That is, yeah. That's true. That is kind of some sort of vaudeville sort of act, yeah. Pratfalls. I used to love. I'd probably injure myself now, but at least when I was a kid, I used to love doing pratfalls. It was so much fun to pretend to trip over things and just like fall onto the ground. I was maybe a strange kid, but yeah, that was one of the things that I enjoyed doing as a child. Was pretending to trip over things and absolutely faceplant. True, that's true. All kids are strange. We love them though. Alright. Okay, how's this? I'm gonna go back to manually focusing. Oh, actually, no, yeah, I'm going back to manually focusing because I can't seem to find what I want to do. There we go. A little bit more cartoony. Got its little dots. Cool, so we've got our realistic one and we've got our cartoony one. That's kind of fun. I like the juxtaposition there. I don't know how I feel about this one. I don't know that I like this one. You've seen a kid eat fistful of dirt. How do you know I didn't eat fistfuls of dirt? Yeah, I don't think I like... I'm sorry, but I don't think I like Mr. Smiley Face. I probably did, but it's because yeah, that's true. I ate dirt in a different sense, yeah. Little shocked face. Oh no! I'm gonna make this one very cartoony. I'm gonna make the circles very similar in size and pretty evenly spaced. We're going very cartoony with this one. That's kind of the goal, I think. That was the goal with this one, was to go very cartoony. So we'll do that. I guess we can just add some regular swing to the stream playlist. Doesn't all have to be electro swing. Oh gosh, I've spent 3.5 hours making these 3 necklaces. No, let's go. I mean, some of that time's probably just because I was streaming, but still. I definitely took some time there to, just to, you know, pull out random things to show you guys. Time really flies when you're trying to give emotion a personality. Truer words have never been spoken. Alright. There we go. We're going very cartoony with this one, so I'm doing that. Let me do our three layers of cartooniness. We've got realistic. I'll go back to manually focus. We've got our more realistic. We've got dots, but still kind of a realistic underside, and then we've got minimalism. Alright, there's our three mushrooms. I'm gonna go get those baked. You can't kill me in any way that matters. Alright, sweet. We got 3 mushrooms made. I feel like with the polymer clay I never get quite as many things done as I'm thinking I'm going to get done. I was hoping to get some more skulls made, skulls and bones. So I only have 1 set of skull and bone earrings left. I guess I'll have to do that next time. Next week, should be streaming next week. I don't think I have anything going on. Don't know what I'm gonna be streaming yet. Could be resin, maybe inking things. I've got quite a few things. I've got quite a few just miscellaneous dice that need inked, so that's my tentative plan. I think for next week is we'll ink some dice. But I am gonna call it there on this stuff for today. I'm gonna go finish my food. But thanks for hanging out, guys. As always, I will be back next weekend, same time, same place. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys later.